On today's Refuel, we will be talking about refueling your thinking. Hello everyone, this is Patsy Alston with Our Journey His Way, and we are going live today with a refuel for you, a fresh word from the Lord. So I wanted to introduce myself again. My name is Patsy. How you doing? Hi. How you doing? I also wanted to invite you to subscribe and click that little bell down there that will tell you when we go live next so you don't miss a single opportunity to hear more. So I wanted to jump right into this today. So this morning I was sitting and I was listening to some word. I was listening to some people expound on what the stuff that they've gotten from God. And I was listening and they were talking about something and it was really amazing, but as they were talking to me, I heard in my spirit God say something really significant. And I paused the video that I was watching and I typed this while I had it fresh in my mind. So I want you guys to listen closely, or just listen. So what I heard the Lord say was, stop thinking small. And I was like, okay. He said, there are no delusions of grandeur in the kingdom, only greatness. And I was like, what? Because I don't know about you, but I have been accused of having delusions of grandeur before. I have been accused of thinking too big for my position, my gender, and a lot of other things. But I want to tell you something. God says there is no delusions of grandeur in my kingdom. If you are in worship and you are sitting in the throne room and you hear a call from God, that's not a delusion of grandeur. That is God telling you what he thinks about you. Isn't that crazy? And then he took me to the story of David. He was like, and he just, he was just like, think of David. I was like, okay, I'm thinking of David. What about David? Said, well, he was called to be a king when he was a little boy. Yeah, he was. But he wasn't a little boy who was raised in a palace. He was a little boy who was raised in the woods. I was like, yes, he was. And then he said, you know what else? He walked into a situation that everyone else was hiding from. And they told him that he could not do it because he was too small, because this was too big. Who did he think he was? He wasn't anyone. And why in the world would he think that he could step forward and do something that was way too big for him? So I want to equate this with us, because some of us really feel like, who am I? We've swallowed that thought process from the enemy. Well, I'm going to tell you who you are. You're a king and a priest. You're above and not beneath. You're the head and you're not the tail. You are an heir and a joint heir with Jesus Christ, the creator of the universe. John 1:1 says it was all formed for him and by him and through him. And you're his brother, sister. You are somebody. You have a thumbprint that no one else has. You have a call that no one else can replicate. You are somebody in the kingdom of God. And the only reason why the enemy is trying to tell you that you are nobody is because he is scared of who you actually are. And if you were to step into who you were, you would cause chaos for his plans for this earth. So I wanted to tell you, you are not insignificant. So I want to give you 4 ways that you can know that what you're thinking is kingdom thinking. First of all, it was birthed in the throne room. It came to you when you were in worship, when you were in communion with the Father, when you were sitting at his hand and you were just enveloped by him. Number 2, it scares you. Because I'm going to tell you, if God gave you something that you could do, then he would never get the glory. He's always going to give you something that only he can do through you. You are constantly, number 3, you are constantly fighting thoughts of doubt and insecurity. I'm going to tell you guys something I have learned in the last 2 or 3 years. Always walk toward your fear. Because there wouldn't be fear on a door if the enemy didn't want you going through it. Now, there's a difference between fear, the enemy telling you you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, this is beyond you, who do you think you are, those types of thoughts. There's a difference between those thoughts, which are from the enemy, and thoughts that say, oh, this is not a good idea. Let's not try this one. I want you to go in this direction. Isaiah says that he will be a voice in your ear saying, this is the way, walk here, okay? And the 4th way you can tell that this is really from God is because it will irritate the mess out of religious spirits and those people who carry them around you. I'm going to tell you that. It will irritate the Wazuzis out of those people who carry religious spirits. It will aggravate them because it is not religious. It was born from intimacy from the Father. All right? So to sum this up, the enemy wants you hiding behind a rock and not running toward him with a woefully small stone. And that stone that will be his downfall, because as insignificant as it is wielded in faith and partnership with God. Let me tell you that one more time. The enemy wants you hiding behind a rock and not running toward him with a woefully small stone, because he knows that that stone will be his downfall. Because as insignificant as it will be wielded with faith in partnership with God. Hope this sets you free from some things today, and I'm just gonna hope that it gives you an aha moment. And so the things that are going on in your mind, the things that are going on in your brain, those feelings that you have of insignificance, those feelings that you have of not being good enough, those feelings that whenever something comes to you, an idea comes to you, and you're like, oh no, I can't do that, I'm not that person. Look at it again. Look at it again through the light of love. Look at it again through the Father's eyes and who he has created you to be. You guys have a wonderfully blessed day. And I'm going to dare you. I'm going to dare you to pick up a little insignificant rock, or be an insignificant little rock, and take down the enemy with faith. Bye-bye.